Hey there and welcome back to another episode of Sons of the Forest. It's your pal Filthy with you once more. We've got a good episode planned. I am going to be heading out to explore some new base locations. I'm going to be having Kelvin stand in a fire. But aside from exploring, we're actually going to be playing with cheats on because I want to try and just have a bit more fun with this episode, so to speak. What is happening? Oh, because there's a second fire there. Anyway, yeah, so I've already entered in the cheats, so I will put it up on the screen now what you have to type if you're playing on PC. It is the word cheat stick, one word, but again, it's up on the screen now, so yeah, you just type that in, and then once that's typed in, you just hit the F1 menu, or F1 button, excuse me, and it brings up all of the different cheats that you can have. Like there's log hack, which if you're just playing around building is lots of fun. But the one that we're going to be turning on is God mode, because throughout this episode, if I get attacked, I'm not going to be worried about it too much, because I'm just trying to have fun. And another one that we'll put on, I believe, is super jump, and it's important while you're typing these out, hit space and then on, because that's literally what activates it. How do I... See? So there's your super jump, and I don't get hurt because I have God mode now. So, at this rate, I'm just going to tell Kelvin to hang out here, which he appears to be not in here anymore. Where did Doofus go? Kelvin. Why? Where is he? Oh, is he sleeping? I wonder if he's sleeping. That'd be interesting. I don't think I've ever... Nope, he's hanging out in the wall. You know what we're going to do before we even head out, because I feel bad for dear Kelvin here. I'm going to make him a chair. That way he can actually, like, sit next to the fire instead of what he's doing now, which is just awkward and uncomfortable. Doing just enough sticks to that. Wow, that worked out in our favor. Okay, and get that bill. All right, there you go, Kelvin. Enjoy. Hopefully you stop sitting on the floor now. In any event, pal, I need you to stay here, please. Ah! See, that's the draw of having super jump on, is you still get wounded, so to speak. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna head to this way a little bit, because if you look on the map, just... Oh dear, hit one too many buttons. There we go. I want to go just to the, just above where that cave is, into, the greenery section there, to see if there's, a natural funnel kind of set up there, but... Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know nearly enough about this map, other than, the parts that I personally have already explored, because the map is huge. You know, I hear people saying that there's a golf course, there's an airport there, or not an airport, but a plane crash, and all these different things, and it's I've never seen that, and without directly cheating and looking at the map, I have no way of seeing where it is. So we'll see what happens. All that to say, I look forward to exploring. I look forward to seeing what we can find out and about. I'm kind of hoping that at some point cannibals attack, because the idea of having God mode on makes me want to just have fun with them, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so as it turns out, following this river just leads to essentially nothing, but that's still, that's good to know, because... You know, the whole point of this episode is we're going to be exploring, so it was worth checking out, and now we'll just see if we can't hop our way up to the top here and see if there's anything. Obviously, this is not going to work for, a base location, because I literally had to cheat to get up here. I feel like a mountain goat right now. Bah! Bah! Anyway, I swear I'm an adult. Okay, so yeah, this is not conducive to a good base location, because as I was just saying, we literally had to cheat to get here, so, you know, it's certainly less than ideal. That is a big lake that's going on there. Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of glad that we started coming up to the top here, because I feel like this will be a good spot to... Oh, that looks like that might be like a big clearing or something over there. That might be good, like a nice flat area to work with. So we just crossed over the very tippy top of the mountain here, or of the map here, and this is a massive lake underneath us here, and it looks like it funnels out to the sea. So yeah, we'll head down here and see if this is a viable option. Again, when we go to move the base, it will be in a new season, and we'll be going about things in the correct way, not just climbing over mountains. But still, like, that's why I wanted to do it this way, in that we can see everything that's going on and get like a proper view of the landscape, because just going to specific locations, you don't really get to see what this map has to offer. And it's an absolutely gorgeous map when you're not being attacked by cannibals, not being attacked by mutants, not being attacked by hunger, and so on and so forth. Okay. My only concern with setting up in a spot like this is how, like, isolated it is. And I know we've talked about wanting natural defense and stuff, so, like, putting yourself up against the rock wall would probably end up being helpful. Actually, yeah, we'll head over this way and see. You could, in theory, like, build against this wall here. But again, it's super isolated, and I suspect that even in the summertime, this area is cold and borderline uninhabitable. So this is definitely on a maybe list. Oh. And, I mean, this would be kind of cool to build along a waterfall. Jeez Louise, the word escaped me. That's embarrassing. Also, speaking of embarrassing, I came to the realization while we were heading over this way that the compass has a north arrow on it. It's literally been pointing me the direction that I need to go. Or pointing me the direction north the entire game, and I've just been guessing completely wrong. So that's embarrassing. Okay, so we're still working our way down the mountain on the south side. But I wanted to check this out as well. I saw it on the map here. To me, this would be, for, like, if you're making a small base, this would work really well, I think. Like, put your house kind of kitty corner to the wall, and you can even build up a little bit as well, I think. Actually, you know what? Because this whole process is about seeing if we could get a base moved, then I'm going to go ahead and try and build a little bit, and I think that will help me decide whether or not this is the spot for it. You know, I had a thought. We literally turned on cheats to have fun and to show them off for you, the viewers, and here I am going without using it. So I'm just trying to make like a pretty basic structure, the idea being I just want to see if it's possible to build something here and have it be halfway decent. And clear this out. And probably you eventually, but right now we're just testing things out, right? And if you're wondering, the cheat that I'm using here is called log hack, and obviously these are not logs, but the idea being it just gives you like an infinite supply of whatever resource you're holding. Like if you have planks, it gives you planks. If you have logs, it gives you logs, and so on and so forth. And for what it's worth, if you're using the rocks, it takes stones, excuse me. It takes 4 stones in order to complete like a wall section, the equivalent of a log, basically. So I'm still working on this first building, which is a little bit unfortunate. It definitely is taking longer than I thought it would, but I think part of that is just that I'm like building an entire base, basically, as opposed to just like a simple shelter. I just want to make sure that it looks right, you know what I'm saying? And the reason I brought you back in is because for some reason it was like the outside world was like hissing, and it was a little unsettling. But now, basically, as soon as I started recording, it stopped. I figured out why it was so noisy. So I don't think that this base will work. You know, it was fun trying to build all this stuff, but if I was not in God mode right now, my life would have been in shambles. Okay, so this spot is out. It was fun to try and... Like, I think I got a pretty cool little structure going. But, yeah, that just proved positive that this is just not the spot for us. So let's keep moving. And here we are just a little bit further south of that location. And, it's a nice little lake here. Again, in terms of defensibility, it would be kind of rough. Like, you'd almost have to... There's not really anywhere that you can get proper defense on all three sides, or on all four sides. And in general, just based on the fact that two finger things came and attacked me up in the mountain, I don't really want to be surrounded by dark woods where I can't really see what's coming up. So this spot is also out. But you know what? It's a learning experience. It's an adventure. We're gonna keep trying to find the right spot, and you know, my gut tells me that it's probably going to be the spot that I check last. That peninsula I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But, you know, I want to try. I want to see if there's anything else out there. As of right now, there's a whole lot of just... I mean, it's aptly named by being called Sons of the Forest. But so far, I'm just running into a lot of forest. It does look like we're coming up to... Oh, we're coming up to my final location. So, before we head there, let's go towards this really big lake here and see if there's anything viable this direction. It does have a cave and a GPS thing near it, so potentially that could be a high activity area, but we'll go do what I did last time and like start to build and see what the outcome is. But in any event, I'll see you shortly. Okay, so here we are coming up to the lake. It's massive. And there's a cave on the one end of it, so we'll probably head that direction, because I don't think things actually come out of the caves. I don't think. I could be wrong. So, like, the idea of setting up with a cave as, like, our base is kind of intriguing. And there's... Oh, okay. Okay, Virginia's behind me with a pistol, which is good. That's a moose. I wonder if his name's Elliot. Yeah, okay, so I think that this is also a maybe. Of the two spots we've seen now, both have been, like, interesting enough to, like, consider, I think. And I'm gonna go up to the top here, because I just had a thought in terms of what, like, if I am setting up here, what it can look like. So we'll see in just a second here. You know what? I could probably set up on this ridge line here, especially now that I've got the stone structures and stuff. Yeah, so just like I did with the last one, I'm just going to cut away while I put up like a very basic base structure kind of situation to see if it's viable. And then, depending on how much I get attacked and how hard it is to maneuver and build and stuff, then we'll decide from there. Okay, so this one was decided for us. I was trying to build, like, right up against the ledge here, but it appears as though you can't do that. Like, the level changes are not working, basically. And, you know, this is just a trial and error thing, so I think that we know that we can, like, in theory we can come here, but the fact that it's becoming kind of challenging to build properly is enough of a stopping point, I think, for me personally. There's another cheat that I realized I can show off to you. Speedy run. I'm practically the Flash. And I was thinking again on the run across the lake there that in theory... Oh, hell... Hi. Oh god, I need to turn on speedy run. That is making it very hard. Thank goodness for God mode, huh? Hi. It would be appreciated if you were to cease with the attacking of me, please. Thank you. Again, that might have been an excessive use of shotgun shells, but you know what? It was worth it. Okay, so we are going this way. I got myself turned around. And I think on, in the next episode, we'll go try and explore the icons and even that cave that we discovered underneath the last base location. We're gonna keep trying to explore because I know for me personally, I've been feeling like I kind of neglected the exploration side of this game. I was so focused on getting base built that I didn't even think about the idea of exploring, which is a little bit unfortunate when you think about how good this game actually is and how much there is to explore. So we're still on our way to the potential base location, and there's just a muddy guy hanging out here entirely by himself, and that was a little bit unsettling, and it also kind of worries me that my location won't be as ideal as I think it is, because my thought process is if there's only the land bridge between, like, if the land bridge is the only way to cross to this island, then I can absolutely build just like a fort, almost like gate situation right on the land bridge, so they have no choice but to, like, come from a singular direction. And clearly, as proof positive by the fact that there's literally muddies here, I think that solidifies my point of view. What I'm gonna do this time... Oh. Is take off that thing's head. No, what I'm gonna do this time, instead of trying to build a building, what I'm gonna try to test before we decide whether or not this is the spot to build is I'm gonna try and build that wall gate thing that I was suggesting, and if that works out, then this is probably where I'm gonna build, because even if my house has to be up on the cliff here or whatever, like, we can make it work. I like the idea of there being literally only one direction that they can come from, and you probably can't drink this water, but you know, we can get rain catchers and stuff. Like, we can make that work. Alright, so I'm gonna try and do a little building, and then I'll bring you back in just a moment here. So update on this, as I'm literally just trying to get like a basic structure up to see if it's going to be viable. It should be worth noting that I have had just an army of the weird, crawly, muddy, like, basic enemies that you can find. And they have been, so far, relentless. Okay, so I can do that. Just going to keep working on this here, and then once I get through this structure I have in mind, then we'll wrap it up and give you my final thoughts and what I think is next, but I'll see you soon. Okay, right before I wanted to render my final verdict, I wanted to try and build up here on the plateau, because I've been having a lot of issues with, like, the defensive gates and stuff, or trying to make, like, a defensive structure down along the beach, so I kind of want to... Before I decide definitively this is not where I want to set up, I want to see if it's even possible to get, like, a halfway decent structure up here. And I guess my thought process is always, if I can make a decent base, then having the defenses aren't as critical, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm just going to try a quick build here, and then that is where we will end it all. Alright, so, yeah, I was able to at least attempt to build something, but I definitely don't think that this is the spot, in the sense that, like, it's super isolated from everything, and it's certainly not working out the way that, like, I thought it would in terms of, like, defensibility. Like, you can see they're clearly still on this island, even though I've blocked off the way in. But in any event, that'll about do it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, I'll catch you right back here inside the forest.